well, not tiny, but he was a very small player. But
he's one of those that may be the exception.
All-time leading point getter in the NHL.
Then you got guys like Messier, who are as big as a house.
Yeah, you always have that on the hockey team. Some big guys, some small guys. Quite often, the big guys look out for the little ones.
Nine minutes now to play in the period. Utah State's increased their lead. It was 1-0 after one, now 2-0. On a power play goal with 16:32 to play by Misselbacher. Misselbacher and Gibbons on the board. Gibbons with the assist on the Misselbacher goal. Gibbons sends it in. McDonald looks for it for a moment. Gibbons knocking down one of the Rams. He said hello to Stolzberg.
Icing against the Aggies. Play will come back down into the Utah State end.
You've got a shift change and you've got a line change. It's shift when it's everybody, right? And line when it's just a couple of guys.
That's exactly right. On the icing call, the offending team isn't allowed to change, so Colorado State might be looking to get some fresh players on. Gibbons with a great hit.
Oh, in front of the Aggie goal, and this one's in, no question about it.
Looks to be Chris Mason putting that puck in.
That puck got loose.
A junior from Sugar Land, Texas. Not your traditional hockey hotbed, but seems to make an effect on that shift.
Got loose in front of the net. He turned on it in a hurry and put it in before Mullane could do anything about it. Well, Colorado State cuts the Aggie lead in half with 8:04 to play in the second. Played plenty of this period down on this end of the ice, so we're just wondering how long before Colorado State able to break through, and they do. Gibbons tries to get it back immediately, doesn't he?
Yeah, try and give the Aggies a jump there. First shift after a goal is the most important.
Out front, here's Hassan back to Hamilton, and Hamilton had a ram on his back. Couldn't do anything with it. Kerr at the blue line. And a whistle, and they stop play.
The net get knocked off, and it'll be a face-off to the glove side of Steidler.
Make a difference whether a goalie's left-handed or right-handed?
For some shooters, they say it do. Traditionally, the goalie wears his catcher on his left hand, so whenever the shooter looks up and he sees the catcher on the goalie's right hand, throws him off a little bit. But a lot of the shooters on the Utah State team pretty experienced in that regard, so sometimes has an effect. And here's DeFontaine coming in on the rush.
Fontaine, right in the chest of Steidler. The Aggies get it back though. Here's Gibbons. Cross and a chance, and nothing doing for Sanders. Lund with it. Six and a half to play in the second period. 2-1 Utah State. Lund took a little nonchalant on that one, and it got a little scary for a minute. Look out, here comes Lim. Lim shot, no. Looked like it might climb right up Steidler and go in. Lim gets it back, turns. Nothing there.
Lim doing a great job. He's a native of Salt Lake City. Coming up to Logan and chipping in his first year here. He's been a great asset.
And here we go the other way with Burr. Lund clears it out. It's caught at the blue line. by Dorsey. And then Hamilton steps in front.
Matt Hamilton going hard, beats out the icing call. Play continues.
Another one, Boulain knocked it down but couldn't control. The Aggies clear it anyway. Here's Gibbons. Misselbacher with him. Gibbons sends it in wide. Misselbacher digs it out. Steidler covers this one. 5 minutes exactly, and now here we go.
Little bit of rough stuff after the whistle in a close game. It was only a matter of time.
Misselbacher and Dorsey going at it. Brown in there as well for Colorado State. It looks like Brown's going to take a seat.
The Aggies look to be coming out with the power play on the top end of that exchange. See if they can capitalize like last time.
Tapping Brown, a senior defenseman out of Jensen, Utah, and he'll be joined by McDonald. So that'll open up the ice a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. See what the referee's decision is going to be, but it could only be 8 skaters out on that ice. Lots of room for players like Gibbons and Misselbacher to work.
Brown talking to one of the linesmen. Probably asking him when his birthday is. Send him a card. Of course, they don't make those calls. They only call the icings and the offsides and help with the goals, right?
Yeah, the linesman's job is exactly in the name, just to man the line. So they're going to call the offsides, the icings. They're also responsible for a few penalties. For instance, if there's more than the amount of players that you're allowed, they can call too many men on the ice.
Oh, he was just chatting with him about a piece of equipment that he lost. The linesman went and picked it up for him. See, so they were playing nice. Well, they put it up on the board now, 2 minutes apiece. Yeah, roughing the call. I figured that's what it would be. Holding on McDonald. Is that what they said?
I believe that's what the announcers called. So it'd be 2-minute penalty on Colorado State for the rough and 2 minutes on holding for McDonald.
Gibbons tapped that one away, but the Aggies can't control. Here's the Rams. This one just a little bit high.
Kerr manages to get the stick on the shot. Puck goes out of play. .425 to play in the second period. Utah State has led all the way. They're leading 2-1 right now. They led 1-0 after one period. Got a power play goal to go up 2-0, and then just a couple of minutes ago, Colorado State pulls within a goal at 2-1. 4 skaters on the ice for each team as Brown and McDonald in the penalty box. There'll be about 3 minutes left when both teams are back to full strength. This one tapped away by Kerr, and Brunton has to chase it down. And Basson lays a lick on him. And we're gonna get another penalty on that. Brunton takes a shot at Basson. Good discipline showed by Basson there. Penalties looking to be called.
What was that? Is that another roughing penalty?
That could definitely be the case. A little bit of rough stuff after the whistle.
He's looking like he's saying cross-check, though. They ring up Brunton. We talked about how he had a fast-moving first period without a lot of goals and penalties, and jinxed it, huh?
That's exactly right. Looks to be a lot of 2-minute minors called in the second period. Joel Basson with a 2-minute penalty as well. So we'll go down to 3-on-3 here for 41 seconds.
Now the crowd doesn't agree with the penalty on Basson.
That's always a judgment call when two guys get into it. Oftentimes one guy does a little bit more than the other, but the ref, just to keep it close in a 2-1 hockey game, puts both of them in the box, so both teams go 3-on-3.
Well, he called the penalty on the check on the boards, didn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the initial call was the hit on the boards, so that was the one that Basson got penalized for.
And what was wrong with that?
Maybe just going in too hard. The ref might have had a different vantage point than us. From up here in the press box, looked to be pretty clean, but at ice level, things are always a little bit different.
Now Colorado State gets to keep 4 on the ice. The Aggies down to 3. The call was roughing against the Colorado State player. Didn't catch what it was against Basson. The Aggies once again skating with 3 on the ice. 4 for CSU. And another shot. This one by Vandersloot. All right, McDonald back on the ice along with Brown. Is that first penalty done? Oh, Moulin trying to get a hold of that puck as he's flat on his stomach.
McDonald takes another penalty there. That's 2 minutes for the cross-check. The Aggies will go back down to 5-on-3.
Now the Aggies are getting rung up every time they touch somebody. And
great save by Mullane right there. You see the puck's loose, he can't find it yet, but Johns clears the puck away. And just out of your view screen, a little bit of a skirmish between McDonald and it looked to be Vandersloot.
Man, this crowd here just not really liking the fact that they're hometown boys. Doesn't seem like they're allowed to put a body on anybody. I've lost track of the Aggie penalties this period. So now the Aggies again will skate down 2 men. Now we got Misselbacher in it. There's 3 Aggies sitting in the penalty box. What's that all about?
It appears as if McDonald got penalized for 2 penalties, so he'd serve one of them, and then Misselbacher will join him serving in the other one.
Basson will be in there for another 45 seconds, but a great opportunity for Colorado State to tie this thing up.
Yeah, they take the 5-on-3 power play. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
The Aggies have already killed one 5-on-3. Mullane knocks that away and it's cleared by Gibbons.
Gibbons hustles off to the bench. Hamilton comes on for a fresh defender.
The net comes off. 14 seconds left for Basson. As we take a look at our SC Needham Jewelers middle of the block sign of the clock, 2-1 Utah State. And you see a couple of guys serving some time with under 2 minutes left here in this second period. SC Needham Jewelers, where Northern Utah gets engaged. Oh, Hamilton digging for that one. Couldn't quite get there. Good opportunity, trying to knock it in as Jenkins. 3 seconds now left for Basson.
Aggie's doing a great job of keeping the shots to the outside, making Mullane's job easy.